the NFL is never far from drama. And of course, the Super Bowl is no exception. In fact, it might actually expedite the whole process. From arrests to halftime snafus to actual murder, today we're exposing 10 Super Bowl scandals that sent shockwaves through the NFL. These eye-openers prove that the championship spotlight has its shadows. So, we're ranking them from 10 to 1, unpacking all the gritty facts. So, without further ado, let us dive right into it. Number 10, Maroon 5 Boycott Push, Super Bowl 53, 2019. Kicking off our list is the massive backlash against Maroon 5's halftime performance in Atlanta. Over 75,000 people signed a petition urging the band to drop out in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick, who was blackballed by the NFL for kneeling during the national anthem to protest police brutality. The controversy exploded on social media, with artists like Rihanna and Cardi B publicly declining invitations to perform, calling out the league's handling of racial justice issues. Maroon 5 went ahead anyway. But the show was criticized as tone-deaf, featuring a bland set that included a SpongeBob tribute as a nod to fans upset over the Sweet Victory snub. And behind the scenes, the NFL faced accusations of suppressing free speech, and the scandal highlighted ongoing tensions between players, owners, and activists. It didn't derail the game or anything. I mean, the Patriots beat the Rams 13-3. But it did fuel debates about the Super Bowl as a platform for politics. Fans boycotted the halftime, tuning out in droves, and it pressured the league to later partner with Jay-Z's Rock Nation for more diverse shows. This one really showed how off-field protests can overshadow the on-field action. Number 9, Adult Film Interruption, Super Bowl 43, 2009. Coming in at number 9 is one of the most bizarre broadcast blunders in Super Bowl history. The porn glitch during the Steelers-Cardinals matchup. In Tucson, Arizona, Comcast subscribers suddenly saw 30 seconds of explicit adult content from a short film called Wild Cherries 5 instead of Larry Fitzgerald's touchdown catch. The interruption happened right as the game was heating up. Shocking families gathered around the TV. The FCC launched an investigation into this, fining Comcast $10,000. But the real scandal was how it exposed vulnerabilities in the cable system. A disgruntled employee was blamed for splicing the feed, turning a family event into an X-rated fiasco. Parents flooded complaint lines, and the NFL distanced itself. Well, as best it could. But you know, the damage was already done. Headlines screamed about the Super Bowl Porn Bowl, which led to tighter security protocols for broadcasts. But you know, the incident became internet lore, with clips, censored of course, going absolutely viral. The game itself was actually incredibly epic, with Pittsburgh winning 27-23 on Santonio Holmes' toe tap catch. But for those affected viewers, the scandal kinda stole the show. This mishap underscored the risks of live TV in the digital age, where one hack can turn celebration into absolute chaos. Number 8, Beyonce's Photoshop scandal, Super Bowl 48, 2013. At number 8, we have Beyonce's post-halftime image control freakout during the Ravens-49ers game in New Orleans. Her electrifying performance, reuniting Destiny's Child, was an absolute hit. However, unflattering photos from the show, capturing mid-dance grimaces and sweat, hit the web fast. Beyonce's publicist emailed BuzzFeed demanding removal of 7 unflattering shots, sparking a massive backlash. However, instead of complying, BuzzFeed published the email, turning it into a meme frenzy with headlines like Beyonce's Face of Doom. The scandal accused her of vanity and censorship, clashing with her empowered image. Fans debated body positive versus celebrity control, while the NFL stayed silent amid their Superdome blackout drama. More on that later. Beyonce later laughed it off, but I think it highlighted just how stars micromanage their brands in the social media era. The game ended with Baltimore's 34-31 win, but this offstage saga stole buzz, showing how even queens of pop aren't immune to Super Bowl scrutiny. It also directly led to a discussion on photo ethics, with some outlets refusing similar demands ever since. In the end, it humanized Beyonce, proving that even icons have bad angles. But you know, trying to erase them only amplifies the mess. For 7, Superdome blackout, Super Bowl 47, 2013. Alright, so number 7 here doubles down on that 2013 game with the infamous Superdome power outage. So if you're not familiar, midway through the third quarter of Super Bowl 47 here, the Ravens were leading 28-6. Half the stadium lights went out for 34 minutes, halting play and sparking some wild conspiracy theories. Was it a fix to help the 49ers mount a comeback? Was it sabotage linked to gambling? Entergy, the power company, blamed a faulty relay device, but skeptics pointed to the NFL's history of controversies. Commissioner Roger Goodell faced heat, and lawsuits followed after the $1,500 per ticket fiasco. This delay shifted momentum. San Francisco nearly tied it, losing 34-31, but many fans cried foul, claiming it robbed Baltimore of a blowout. Behind the scenes, emergency meetings raged, with broadcasters filling airtime awkwardly. This scandal cost millions in refunds and repairs, exposing infrastructure woes in aging venues. It became a bit of a punchline, inspiring memes and even a blackout bowl moniker. The NFL beefed up backup systems post-incident, but the mystery lingers. Some still whisper to this day about intentional meddling. This one proved that even the Super Bowl's glitz can flicker out, leaving darkness and doubt in its wake. Number 6. Tim Tebow's pro-life ad. Super Bowl 44, 2010. Midway through our countdown at number 6 is the polarizing Tim Tebow commercial during the Saints-Colts game. Sponsored by Focus on the Family, the ad featured Tebow and his mom sharing her story of choosing not to abort him despite medical advice, subtly promoting pro-life views. This drew massive protests before even airing. Over 200,000 signed petitions calling it divisive, and women's groups like Now accuse CBS of hypocrisy for rejecting other advocacy ads, like one for a gay dating site. The NFL stayed out of this one, but the scandal ignited debates on politics and sports broadcasting. Tebow, at the time a college star, became a lightning rod, with supporters praising the miracle baby narrative and critics slamming it as anti-choice propaganda. The 30-second ad spot cost $2.5 million and aired without explicit abortion mentions. But the uproar overshadowed parts of the game, which New Orleans won 31-17. Post-broadcast, viewership spiked for Focus on the Family site, but it fueled ongoing Super Bowl ad controversies. Tebow's career later embodied the divide, with his faith central to his persona. This scandal showed just how a feel-good story can actually fracture an audience, turning the Super Bowl into a cultural battleground. Number 5. Prince's explicit halftime shadow. Super Bowl 41. 2007. Purple controversy reigns at number 5 with Prince's rainy halftime show in Miami during the Colts-Bears matchup. Amid a downpour, Prince's guitar solo behind a sheer sheet cast a shadow that many viewed as a little bit phallic, leading to FCC complaints about indecency. Dubbed Guitargate, the scandal echoed the Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction 3 years prior, with parents outraged over the suggestive imagery in a family broadcast. Prince's team claimed it was absolutely unintentional, just artistic flair, but critics saw it as a deliberate provocation from the boundary-pushing icon. The NFL, still reeling from Nipplegate, faced scrutiny for vetting, though no fines were actually issued. The performance was otherwise legendary, with hits like Purple Rain syncing perfectly with the weather. But this shadow stole the headlines. Indianapolis won 29-17, but post-game chatter focused on the obscene silhouette. It sparked memes and parodies, cementing Prince's rebellious legacy. This incident highlighted the fine line between art and offense in Super Bowl entertainment, pushing the league toward safer acts. Yet, this only added to Prince's mystique, proving that even shadows can scandalize the biggest stage. Number 4. Brett Favre's alcohol ban lift. Super Bowl 31, 1997. Number 4 takes us back to the Packers-Patriots clash in New Orleans, where QB Brett Favre convinced coaches to lift the team's alcohol ban the night before. Fresh off a rehab for painkiller addiction, Favre argued a few drinks would relax the squad, leading to a boozy French Quarter outing. Players hit bars, with some overindulging, raising eyebrows about discipline. Green Bay won 35-21, with Favre throwing for 246 yards and 2 TDs, but the scandal leaked later, painting the Packers as, well, a bit of party animals. Coach Mike Holmgren downplayed it, but critics slammed the risk. Hangovers could have derailed their first title in 29 years. Favre's charisma ultimately won the day, but it exposed hypocrisy in the NFL's substance policies. Teammates, like Reggie White, abstained, creating tension. The story emerged in books and interviews, fueling debates on pre-game conduct. This one showed a bit how even champions bend rules, with Favre's gunslinger persona extending far off the field. It didn't tarnish the win or anything, but it just whispered what ifs. What if the Patriots capitalized? A reminder that Super Bowl glory sometimes skates on thin ice. Or in this case, bourbon. Number 3. Ray Lewis murder involvement, Super Bowl 35, 2001. Bronze medal for scandals goes to Ray Lewis's dark cloud over the Ravens' Giants game. Just a year after Super Bowl 34 parties in Atlanta, Lewis was charged in a double stabbing that killed 2 men outside a club. He initially lied to police about his white suit, which was destroyed evidence, but charges dropped to obstruction after he testified against companions. This scandal dominated the headlines, with Lewis's blood-stained limo and alleged gang ties scrutinized. Despite pleas, he played in Super Bowl 35, earning MVP in Baltimore's 34-7 rout. Critics called this a cover-up, with the NFL accused of protecting stars. Lewis rebuilt his image through faith and philanthropy, but victims' families still sued, settling out of court. The white suit became symbolic of unresolved questions, fueling documentaries like A Football Life. This saga exposed violence in player nightlife, prompting league safety initiatives. Later on, Lewis's Hall of Fame induction reignited debates. Was justice really served here? This whole incident cast a shadow on his legacy, proving that Super Bowl heroes can have some very villainous backstories. Number 2. Barrett Robbins' disappearance, Super Bowl 37, 2003. Alright, runner-up is the heartbreaking mystery of Oakland Raiders center Barrett Robbins vanishing before facing the Buccaneers in San Diego. Suffering a bipolar episode, Robbins skipped a final walkthrough, crossed into Mexico, and was found disoriented in Tijuana. Hospitalized for depression, he missed the game, where Oakland lost 48-21 amid disarray. Backup Adam True struggled, and the offense just completely crumbled. The scandal revealed mental health stigmas in the NFL, with teammates initially thinking that he just partied too hard. Robbins later shared his bipolar diagnosis, but the damage was done. Fines, suspension, and ultimately his career ending. Coach Bill Callahan faced blame for not noticing signs. This story is honestly just a bit of a heartbreaker. It highlights the untreated illness in high-pressure environments. Robbins attempted comebacks, but he ultimately just retired, ultimately becoming an advocate for mental health. This tragedy shifted league focus to mental wellness. But man, the what-if still lingers. Could the Raiders have won with him in the lineup? A sobering reminder that behind the helmets are humans battling invisible foes. Number 1. Eugene Robinson's pre-game arrest, Super Bowl 33, 1999. Topping our list is Atlanta Falcons safety Eugene Robinson's eve-of-game bust in Miami. Hours after receiving the Bart Star Award for character, Robinson was arrested for soliciting an undercover cop posing as a prostitute. Released on bond, he played anyway, but man, he had a dismal game, allowing an 80-yard TD in Denver's 34-19 win. The scandal crushed team morale. Heck, coach Dan Reeves only learned about it mid-flight home. And this really exposed hypocrisy, as Robinson preached family values. He was fined and benched next season, and this just ultimately derailed Atlanta's Cinderella run. The irony fueled media frenzy with holy hypocrisy headlines. Robinson ultimately apologized, citing personal struggles, but after this, his career kind of faded. This epitomized the Super Bowl excess, prompting curfews and chaperones. It showed how one night's lapse can shatter dreams, forever linking Robinson to infamy rather than his Pro Bowl talent. But hey, what Super Bowl scandal do you think was the most, well, shocking? Which do you think had the biggest impact on the league? You agree with the choices on our list? Were there any notable events that we may have missed? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.